December 3rd, 1984, 12:30 a.m. 900,000 people sleeping peacefully in Bhopal, India. In the heart of the city stood a massive industrial complex, Union Carbide's pesticide plant. Inside tank 610, 40 tons of methyl isocyanate, one of the deadliest chemicals known to man. At exactly 12:30 a.m., that tank began to rupture. The nightmare was about to begin. Plant worker Abdul Jabbar noticed the leak first. His eyes began burning, his throat closing. Jabbar ran to sound the alarm. But it was already too late for thousands. The gas cloud billowed out, invisible, odorless, heavier than air itself. It hugged the ground, seeking the lowest points, moving like liquid death through the streets. Surrounding the factory were the shanties, makeshift homes of India's poorest families, men, women, children, all sleeping peacefully, all completely unaware of what was coming. The cloud moved silently between their homes, a chemical predator hunting its prey. In 10 minutes, this sleeping city would become the site of history's worst industrial disaster. What happened next would change everything. If you're finding value in this, hit subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Union Carbide had built 6 layers of protection into the Bhopal plant. 6 fail-safes that should have prevented any disaster. But by December 2nd, 1984, cost-cutting had turned these protections into death traps. To save $37.68 per day, they had shut down the refrigeration system. The chemicals that should have stayed frozen were now heating up. The flare tower designed to burn off dangerous gases had been disconnected for maintenance. The night shift had been cut from 12 workers to just 6. When the leak began, the water curtain system kicked in. But the pressure was too low to reach the height where the gas was escaping. The scrubber system meant to neutralize the poison gas had been switched off. Every single safety measure had been compromised by corporate penny pinching. As workers fled the plant, they kept the warning sirens silent. They didn't want to cause panic. So 500,000 people slept on, unaware that death was already drifting toward them. 12:40 a.m. The deadly cloud reaches the shanties. Families wake up choking, gasping for air that no longer exists. Aziza Sultan and her 4 children never made it out of bed, found dead where they slept. The gas showed no mercy. In the streets, people run blind, eyes burning like acid, lungs filling with fluid, every breath a battle for survival. The animals knew first. Dogs collapsed in the streets. Cats staggered and died. Birds fell from trees like stones. At Bhopal train station, hundreds thought they could escape. They collapsed on the platform. The gas had already won. By 1 a.m., the morgues overflow. Over 2,000 bodies in just 6 hours. 10 minutes of hell had become a night of unimaginable loss. As the toxic clouds settled and the screaming finally stopped, something else began to emerge in the pale morning light. The cover-up had already begun. Union Carbide CEO Warren Anderson flew into Bhopal just 4 days after the disaster. He was arrested immediately. But within 6 hours, he walked free. Union Carbide's defense? A disgruntled employee had sabotaged the plant. No evidence was ever provided. While the company pointed fingers, the real cover-up was happening in the morgues and hospitals. Mass cremations burned day and night. The smoke never stopped. The official death toll was kept artificially low. Medical records began disappearing. Doctors were forbidden from listing gas exposure as the cause of death on certificates. Anderson fled India and never returned, despite repeated extradition requests. The final insult came in 1989. Union Carbide agreed to pay $470 million in compensation. 574,000 victims. Less than $1,000 per person. The price of a human life in Bhopal. The cost of a used car. 4 decades have passed since that horrific night in December 1984. The final death toll tells a story of unimaginable human cost. Over 25,000 people dead. But the poisonous legacy didn't end with the first generation of victims. Children born decades later suffer severe birth defects, missing limbs, mental disabilities, twisted spines. The poison runs deeper than human DNA. It flows through Bhopal's groundwater. Mercury, lead, and dozens of other toxins still leach from the abandoned plant site. When Dow Chemical bought Union Carbide in 2001, they refused all responsibility. The site remains untouched. A 40-year-old wound festering in the heart of the city. Not a single senior executive ever served jail time for the worst industrial disaster in history. Bhopal did force the world to create new international chemical safety protocols. But justice? Justice never came. The terrifying question remains, could it happen again? Similar plants operate worldwide with minimal oversight, ticking time bombs in sleeping cities. Bhopal's children are still being born with poison in their blood. The nightmare never ended. If this opened your eyes, smash that like button and subscribe for more.